art is the very beginning of what NFTs can be used for. It's definitely what we document our lives in. It can be something that is rare, a vessel for that piece of digital media. Adoption is going to be much, much slower if every single NFT has to be purchased. If they don't care about making more money, no one really understands blockchain. Even today, how many Ethereum wallets are there, really? Those are the people that are going to end up driving economies globally.
Welcome everyone to another episode on the Tokenized Show. I am very excited about today's episode because we have a very special guest. Today's guest is the co-founder and CEO of Infinite Objects, which is the biggest NFT printing company out there. Thank you very much for taking the time, Joe Saavedra.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's really a pleasure. So Joe, let's start by a small introduction about yourself and about what you guys do at Infinite Objects. So for everyone who doesn't know you and doesn't know Infinite Objects, could you give us a brief introduction? Who are you and what you guys do?
Yeah, absolutely. So Infinite Objects is a company that makes physical collectibles out of digital assets. So we take video, specifically video, and we turn it into immutable displays. Our displays are really unique when you think about display technology. Our displays are, like I mentioned, permanently treated with the content that is in them. So they can never be changed by the end user. And they're very much design objects, much more than they are gadgets. There's something beautiful to look at and a way to really appreciate video as a content medium, much more than just a double tap on Instagram or, swiping on TikTok. And so we really, when I founded the company in 2018, TikTok started to explode. Instagram stories was the favorite, the thing that we cared about on Instagram. And, YouTube obviously has been only growing since it began more than 10 years ago. And so video is very clearly this generation's favorite content type, right? It's definitely what we document our lives in. It's definitely what we spend the most time consuming. And it's even though it is, definitely our favorite type of content, our favorite medium, it doesn't enjoy the same kinds of economies that print media has for the last 100 years. When you think about posters and photography and baseball cards, right? We think about print media as something that can be bought, owned, and sold. It can be something that is rare, and it can be something that is authentic. And video doesn't enjoy any of those things. And so when I started the company, really it was about creating a platform and a medium for video to be bought, sold, and collected. What's happened in the last 18 months is NFTs came onto the scene. And I have been involved in crypto since maybe I made my Coinbase account in 2017, and in 2018 I bought a crypto kitty. That was the first NFT I bought. And so I was very aware of what was coming or what this could be. And I definitely understood that our product mirrored a lot of the same things because NFTs are doing exactly that. They are creating scarcity, authenticity, provenance, and they're making digital assets something that you can buy, sell, and collect. And so it's what's happened in the last 18 months. I think the speed of it was very surprising. But certainly what it meant, I'm happy that our timing worked out so perfectly because we jumped in. Our first NFT project was with the artist Beeple in December of 2020. Yeah, December of 2020. So before everything exploded, really, it was his second NFT drop on Nifty Gateway that we collaborated in. And since then, it's just been very obviously the most exciting use case for our product. That being said, if you go to our website today, infiniteobjects.com, you'll see a collection of curated art. You will also find a print your own video web app. So this just allows you to upload any video from your phone or your laptop and for the first time be able to gift a video. What's exciting about that is, like I was saying, we love video. Video is what we spend the most time consuming, but the idea of holding a video that's not on a cell phone, that's not on our laptop, in a browser or in an app, is really foreign. And to dedicate a physical object to one video is a really special use case. And so we get a lot of TikTokers uploading TikTok videos. We get a lot of wedding videos, a lot of pet videos, travel videos. You think about what your camera roll looks like today, so much of that is beautiful and deserves to be elevated outside of your phone. So yeah, it's an exciting moment for us because we are growing in so many different ways, but it is a very foreign concept, something that is not familiar. And when you hold the object, it's really unique.
And how did it all begin? Because it sounds like a really innovative idea. So what was your background before the infinite objects?
Yeah, my background is in hardware and software development. So I've been, I moved to New York City for grad school in 2008. I studied design and technology. I got my master's degree in design and technology, and really essentially product development, because I was both coding, doing software engineering, but then also a lot of electrical engineering and designing PCBs. I was really into the Internet of Things movement, connected devices, sensors, inputs, outputs. It was very, I'm talking now 2010 to 2012. I was also teaching at that time. I was teaching courses like Internet of Things and creative computation. All of it really kind of engineering for designers and artists. That's really where I really thrived and spent my early parts of my career on that. And then I was a partner. A couple friends had a small startup doing experiential marketing. So we were building interactive installations, like projection mapping installations, all of it for commercial uses. So, we did Google installations at South by Southwest and Twitter activations at Cannes Festival in France, like very, big, exciting projects, but all of it to, help sell something, right? Or, I did some Naked Juice promotional, like big projects, or Nike. I did a big project for Nike, and all of it was to sell something. And I, really felt to myself, if I'm going to be working this hard and, sweating and bleeding and not sleeping, I want to do it for, something I actually care about, not to sell fucking shoes or, water. So I stopped that, and it was probably around 2014 or 2015. I joined a product development studio, product R&D studio, a very small team that was doing a lot of different interesting work. And one of the partners that we were working with was Giphy. Giphy is the GIF search engine that is now at Facebook, acquired by Facebook. And we were doing a lot of experiments around how we consume and experience moving image and video content. A lot of the work was AR and VR apps, right? A lot of experiential or immersive kind of applications and experiences. And then I started pitching them on hardware ideas. And so really, we did a lot of different experiments around creation objects, but also consumption, display technology. And so one of those branches of prototyping is really when I stumbled on this idea and thought about, what if we don't think about the display as a gadget or a piece of technology, but instead think of the display as a canvas, and just think about it literally as paper, and the content that it's holding. Yeah, it has to be digital content. Obviously, it needs electronics to run it, but it doesn't need to have HDMI. It doesn't need to have Bluetooth or connect to Apple TV. It could just be a vessel for that piece of digital media. And now all of a sudden, the value of that digital media could increase substantially if it's signed by the creator, or if it's numbered, if it's only one of 100, right? All of a sudden, there is that authenticity and scarcity that really immediately made me say, this is worth starting a company and exploring it.
Wait, you had that thinking 2015, right? Already.
It was right. Probably it was 2016 and 2017 when we were prototyping, and I founded Infinite Objects in 2018.
And how old were you at that time, if I may ask?
Pretty old.
I mean, you look young. You look very young. That's why I'm wondering.
33. I was 33 years old.
All right.
So that's not that young. I was 33.
I mean, it is to found a company, but so the initial idea wasn't like NFTs, because they weren't like that big at that time. All like the initial idea was just to print out a video, a moving image or a video, and to display it in the physical world, right?
That's exactly
So
right. The idea was, I mean, yeah, like I said, I was very aware of NFTs, and there was a couple projects that I spoke to. There was a very early project called digitalobjects.art. I don't know. I think that they totally closed. They were too early. They were
all
way
right.
too early, and so they ended up dying. But I did speak to Super Rare, and I spoke to Nifty Gateway very early on, right? Because they also launched in 2018. I think they both launched in 2018 or 2019, and nothing. There wasn't enough traction really for anything to come about. It took a creator to say, hey, I want my work to come both in an NFT and in an infinite object, and really broaden the appeal, because no one really understands blockchain. Even today, how many Ethereum wallets are there? Really, it's a tiny number when you think about how many people and potential collectors there are. So, the idea of saying, hey, you need to open, a MetaMask account, you need to create a wallet, fund your wallet, place a bid on chain, win your bid, pay a gas fee. All of these things are so cumbersome to people who are, future collectors. And so, yeah, our product helps tell that story. And it took a creator, it took people to say, hey, my people don't know about blockchain, my collectors, my audience, but they definitely understand limited edition merchandise.
Of
And
course,
so definitely, I feel like we're playing a part in helping tell the story of what NFTs can mean and why they're exciting.
of course. Just very quickly, in 2018, were you the only company that was offering video printing in such a simple and clean and smooth way?
We are
Or
still the only company that is offering video prints in this way. Yes, I coined the term video print. Or do you know of another company doing video
no,
prints?
I mean, I know that there's no other NFT printing company, but I didn't know there's no other video printing company in general. Wow. I mean,
Yeah, well, I think that now there's a few projects that will like print your ape on a postcard and put your postcard in a frame. I think that
Yeah,
happens.
there are frames, but they're like mostly photos, not videos. So like I
Right,
think
right,
that
right. Yeah.
that's the big difference.
but I think the idea of having like a video or a moving image in front of you and like physically, that's like super game changing, because I remember me as a kid, like I was always dreaming of like these things of like a moving image, but not on the iPad, right? I mean, I could have an iPad on my desk, and and it shows a video, right? It's similar, but what you have is, as you explained earlier, very simple. I mean, how does it work actually? Does it look, such a digital or physical frame?
Yeah, I'll pull one out in a second, but I want to point out, I do, it's worth mentioning that there are a lot of now NFT displays companies out there. I don't know how many have really launched and are shipping, but the reality is the idea of a digital photo frame is not new,
Yeah.
right? The idea of a display that is, meant to be more of a home decor rather than, your utilitarian display like your laptop or your phone or your TV. But the reality is they are still televisions that just have less functionality than a TV, and they can only show, some of them are authenticating your content so that you connect your wallet, but then you've just got a slideshow and you're just basically watching a slideshow on a
Yeah.
TV that does less than your TV. You could just do that on a TV. And so there's a really huge distinction there by saying that our product is marrying the content permanently to the physical versus a utilitarian device that has its own user experience, user interface, and setup configuration, et cetera. We don't have any of that. So yeah, it's very unique in a number of ways. So I'll go grab one or two of them. Our displays are IPS LCD displays.
Yeah, and
So
you can't change what's inside, right? Like you can change the actual video.
But
exactly.
Yeah,
it,
So
exactly.
I'm going to show you one example right now.
yeah.
What's the best lighting here? So this is exciting because this is actually one of the very first video prints that we made. And it uses a very special technique where we actually, I'll turn my, Do you see this guy? He's blinking.
What?
Yeah.
So this is an art piece. And what's really unique here is that we've created an overlay, a front art layer that is exposing some pixels and hiding other pixels. And it even has like kind of a texture to it, the overlay. I have like a yellow
Wow, but
light. It's a little
it
bit
looks
yellow.
incredible.
Can you move it to the side quickly?
Absolutely. And the back side, the artist signature. This is edition number 9 out of 10. And Exonimo is the artist. Exonimo is actually an artist duo. One of them actually works at Infinite Objects, is the art director of Infinite Objects. They're Japanese artists. And yeah, and so, you know, this technique of creating a permanent layer on top of the display that's obviously inside of the object itself is only works if it's only going to show one piece of content ever, right?
All right, makes sense.
This you would never put any other piece of content on this display.
Yeah.
And in terms of verifying it with NFT, like you can't verify it with your wallet. Am I right?
So great question. Great question. So this one is not an NFT. This is
Yeah.
just a limited edition video print. This next one, this is the largest size that we have. It's really large. It's a 10-inch display. So when I take it out of the box, taking it out, it's going to turn on in about 3 seconds. And this one is NBA Top Shot.
Wow.
Do you guys own any NBA Top Shots?
Unfortunately, no.
No, I'm not
No?
that
Oh,
big of
you
an
should
NBA
definitely-
fan, but
they're
this
not
one
very-
looks incredible.
Yeah. And this one is authenticated. So this one I had to purchase with my wallet. So I authenticated my ownership on infiniteobjects.com/topshot. You go there, you log in with your NBA Top Shot wallet, and then I can see the contents of my wallet, and I can purchase an authenticated video print of an NFT that I own, right? So I own this Kevin Durant NFT. Kevin Durant, also an investor of Infinite Objects. Shout out KD. And this QR code. So first of all, a few things here. Like this is officially licensed NBA merchandise. So we've got the NBA logo here, the Top Shot logo. This is the NBA holographic sticker. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the official NBA holographic sticker that we licensed. And then obviously Infinite Objects. NBA Lab is the partner that we worked with. And this QR code links directly to this exact NFT on chain. And the verification, I only need to authenticate my ownership when I'm purchasing the object. At that point, this object is now correlated to me. This object is now an object that that QR code is unique to this object, is a better way of saying it. So I know when I scan it, it's going to go directly to topshot.com, but also Infinite Objects knows exactly what QR code that is, what collector authorized that print, what print number it is. Because the reality is I could then sell, and the packaging is really beautiful. I don't know if you got to see it, but it's really nice. It's really nice. And it just turns there's no buttons or switches on our products.
Wow.
So I could sell the NFT, but I would still have this physical, right?
Yeah, that was what I was wondering. Like, what do you do if someone sells it? Or
Exactly. So I no longer own the NFT, but when you scan the backside, you're going to see that I don't own it anymore, that someone else owns it. You'll also see how much I sold it for. You'll see how much I paid for it. You'll see when it was minted. All of that data will always live on chain. We will never replace the NFT. What I am owning now is an authenticated physical print of that token. And I also know what number print that is, because maybe the next person goes to print theirs. But mine is print number 1. Theirs is print number 2.
Okay, so anyone that will buy, like, will be sorry for interrupting, but anyone that will be a further buyer can also print it, but it will be marked as number 2, 3, etc., right?
Exactly.
Okay, makes sense.
Even if they don't print it at Infinite Objects, maybe there's a second company in 1 year. What happens then?
Well, I mean, if they want to do that, they can do that. I don't know that NBA Top Shot has any other authenticated printing partners. We are the only ones doing, video prints. Sure, someone might come along. Maybe we'll be Coca-Cola and they could be Pepsi. I don't know. I think we'll be
I'm
winning.
just wondering if it happens automatically, or is it you that actively decides or recognize that, okay, it's the second guy that is printing the same NFT,
Oh,
so
we do
that's
that.
why
Yeah,
we put
we
number
recognize.
2. That's all
That's
right.
right. We know that. Correct.
All right, I see.
We know.
I mean,
I'm
it's
really amazed, like with your whole presentation, like you answered most of my questions about what happens if someone buys it, if you sell it, like everything is so clear right now. But it also looks really, like, I'm just amazed. I'm speechless because I haven't seen it like before. I mean, obviously I've seen it on your website, but like when you showcase it real life, it's like, I mean, on camera, it's still completely different.
But it looks so physical. It's not like an iPad or a monitor or something,
Yeah.
or even a Kindle. It really looks so physical, and it's just moving. It's like, what? Why exactly is it moving? It's so. I mean, I would really love to ask how exactly this works, but I think it would take too much time to explain it technically how it works. But yeah, I think it's very a great idea. By the way, sound is not available, right? You don't have any sound to it.
That's right. That's a design decision that I made very early on. Sound really, this is meant to be always on, right? I have these around, like I have another one here. I'll show you. This is the smallest size. So this is like a baseball card size. And this one was done for a very specific event called Proof of Party. It was part of NFT NYC. And this is a unique one. Well, first of all, this size is really nice because it's like a framed baseball card, compared to this size is kind of like a framed postcard. They're very different. They feel very different. But what's really nice about this concept is that this QR code is actually linking to a POAP. Have you guys checked out POAP? POAP.xyz? POA.
No.
Proof of, I think, is it proof of attendance protocol? The concept with POAP is they've created a system for claiming NFTs from a link. So these were distributed at an event, and then the collectors, the people who received the object, then claimed the token to their Ethereum wallet after. So we've really become this new way to distribute NFTs at in-person events.
Oh wait, did they receive the frame? You mean they received the frame and then they use the QR code to claim the NFT to their wallet?
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Wow, that's so smart. Yeah. And one thing that I'm still thinking about, do you charge it somehow? Maybe it's a stupid question, but you said it's meant to be displayed all the time, and you also said it has no switches. So how do you keep it live all the time?
Yeah. There's right here is it's like a magnetic, it's a MagSafe adapter. So it just sticks in right.
All right.
Yeah. And then that sits on your desk. Yeah.
It's designed so well.
Nice clock cable. Thank you.
But how long is it? Can it be on without
like 2 hours? About 2 hours. It's not a very big battery. That's really because it's not meant to be unplugged. You're not supposed to put this in your bag and walk around with it, right? This is supposed to be something that you value, right? Something that you show off, right? On your desk or on your bookshelf or on your coffee table or at your office. It's very much supposed to be home decor, not a phone, not something that you're like.
Yep.
So yeah, the battery is about 2 hours when it's fully charged.
So I have two questions still. Does there need to be a partnership between Infinite Objects and the NFT collection for me to be able to print out my NFT, or can I just print any NFT video?
It's a great question, Valerio, and that kind of brings us to what I'm excited to announce and talk about that's coming up. So exactly like you said, to date, every NFT that we have printed, whether that is a partnership, right? Obviously, we've worked with Beeple and Steve Aoki and Greg Mike and Thank You X. And we've worked with so many different NFT projects and artists and creators, and a lot of different marketplaces too. We've done super rare collaborations and Makers Place collaborations, Nifty Gateway collaboration. So, we've partnered with all different types of partners in the NFT space. But like you said, every single print that we've done has been from a direct partnership. And sometimes the creators just reach out and say, hey, I would like to gift 5 of my collectors a video print, or whatever, as a thank you, or as a winners of their from their Discord or whatever. Top Shot was the first project where we created a web app. So that's at our website /infiniteobjects.com/topshot. There you can actually print any Top Shot NFT that you want, right? That's using Flow blockchain, obviously, the Dapper wallet integration on Flow blockchain. And so that was the first time that we kind of created a print your NFT web app experience for anyone. But of course, it's just Top Shots. So what is going to be launching the first week of April publicly is the exact same experience, but with MetaMask. And the idea here, or Wallet Connect. And so you will be able to print any Ethereum-based NFT. Now this is the caveat. There is a caveat here. We, about 4 months ago, launched the Infinite Objects Artist Registry Smart Contract. So if you go to infiniteobjects.com/NFTs, you'll be able to see the For Artists page. And this is a smart contract that we deployed on Ethereum on layer 1 that allows a creator to sign our contract that gives their collectors permission to print their NFTs. It also lets the creator set a price point for what they want their video prints to be sold for. They then earn a royalty on the video prints themselves. If they don't care about making more money, they could just say, sell it at cost. Just sell it at the cheapest because I want my collectors to have it. But if they want to earn a royalty, we give them the opportunity to earn a royalty. Then they sign the contract on chain, and then we use their wallet address to check your NFT wallet, your collection, for an NFT that they have created. So if the creator has signed the registry, we've had hundreds of creators sign it now, like many hundreds, and some of them, I think a couple of PFP projects too. You'll be able to then print their work, right? An NFT that they created on chain that you own. If the project is a CC0 project, or it is open source, or they've assigned rights to collectors like Bored Apes, for example, CryptoPunks now, Yuga Labs has announced that there's a lot of CC0 projects out there. You'll be able to print those regardless, obviously. So yeah, there is that caveat. It is an interesting one. It's definitely something that was very important to us, because we could just let you print anything, right? And to be honest, last year, like I described, we have a print your own video web app, and people were just uploading anything. They were uploading Top Shots. They were uploading, they were uploading name an NFT project. They were uploading it. And what we were doing was saying, hey, do you have permission to print this? Some of them were like, yeah, I do have permission. Like, I made this, or I have permission because the license says I have permission. So then we'll do it. But like, we would cancel a lot of orders because we feel like our product and the authenticity and the provenance that comes with owning an NFT is really important. Like, we think that there's a lot of value there. And if we make less money, that's fine. But what's really important for us is that the creators are respected, that their work is respected, that they are giving permission, and that they're a part of that process, and that collectors are purchasing things that are authentic and that are real and that have meaning and are not just a Xerox copy. Because the reality is, yeah, you could just put it on your TV anyway. Just put it on TV, whatever. If you want a video print from Infinite Objects, it's going to be real.
So if a creator sets price to, let's say, 10K, you can't print it for less. Am I right?
That's right. Now, I think that there's only a few levels. I think the most expensive level for this size is 1,000. But most of them are doing it for $200. Most of them are $200, yeah.
And the creator can set a royalty so that they earn a percentage of every single print. If any NFT from their collection, even in 20 years, will be printed from your company, from Infinite Objects, then he will receive a royalty. Wow.
That's
I love the idea. It's supporting creators and designers even further than NFTs themselves. Like,
Well, I mean,
it's going
equally,
beyond.
right? It's the same. Any NFT where you set your royalty in the smart contract, you're going to get paid perpetually, right? In perpetuity, forever.
Yeah, but
And
now
so
you're
we
getting paid if someone buys it and if someone prints it as well. So it's
right,
additional.
and they make money on both, exactly. And we
Yeah.
wanted creators to have that opportunity if they want it. To be honest, most of them don't. Most of them are happy. They're just like, great, I want my collectors to own my work
Yeah.
in every format that it can. So,
But still, yeah. And
So
but it's also in a smart contract, right? This royalty. It's not it happens automatically.
well, it doesn't happen automatically because all of our sales are driven, or our e-commerce platform is Shopify, and that's actually another really good point. And this is something that I think when we talk about NFT adoption, and when we talk about kind of bringing in the next 5 million collectors, I don't think that every NFT should be bought with crypto. I think that we're making it very slow. Adoption is going to be much, much slower if every single NFT has to be purchased with Ethereum. And so we accept Ethereum today. You can check out on Infinite Objects, you can check out anything. You can purchase anything on our website and pay with Ethereum or Bitcoin or a USDC on our website. But we always want to let you use a credit card. And I think that when we talk about onboarding people and we talk about people, joining the space and understanding why it's exciting to own an NFT, letting them pay with credit cards, I think, is critical. NBA Top Shot did a great job of that. They only started supporting crypto payments, a few months after they launched. They started with credit cards only. Nifty Gateway also, they did a great job. It's credit card first also. And I think, so whatever, to answer your question though, no, our royalties will come out monthly or something like that. It won't all be on chain. It will not all be on chain.
All right.
But that's because we want you to be able to buy a print and pay however you like.
All right. So just to recap quickly, what you said in the first week of April, you can log in with your MetaMask wallet and almost print out any NFT collection. But the creator of the collection needs to sign a smart contract first with you guys, and only then they're able to and only then you can print out the NFTs from these collections. All right. Wow, but that's a big step.
It's a big step, but we already have hundreds of artists and creators that have signed it. We'll have a button to help you tweet at the creator. Hopefully you can get them to sign it. But in general, we're doing this so the creators are participating as well, right? And again, if it's a project that has licensing attached where you have the right to do that, we'll let you do that.
Yeah, but just out of curiosity, from a technical point of view, is it not possible to print out any NFT? Does there need to be this signing first, or is it just because you guys want it like that, or
is it because of the rights?
Yeah, we want it to be like that. That we think that the creators should be involved in how their work is treated and sold and monetized. Because the reality is, we're a business. We're making money, right? We're going to make money on every single sale. We're a business. So I wouldn't feel good. And when we founded the company, when I started the company, it was very much about how can this be a new monetization opportunity for creators who are posting content all the time, getting tons and tons of likes, but have never been able to sell a video. And so in the same way, it only feels correct for them to be a part of this process as well. And if they don't want to make money, that's fine. Most of them don't. Most of them are like, let them print.
I see. But it would work technically from a technical point of view then.
Yes, we could be printing anything. Yes, that's right. That's right. We could be printing anything.
And what's your vision with Infinite Objects? Like, I don't know, is it that you want your frame to be in every home, or maybe is it something else? Like, do you have some specific goal that you want to achieve? Because obviously you've already done a lot, but I'm sure there's already also a lot to do. So what are your next steps, goals you want to accomplish?
Yeah, so many goals. Where do we begin here? I think that let's see, in the NFT space, in Web3 specifically, I'm excited for us to evolve even more into a Web3 company where anyone can come to our website and participate in, minting, auctioning, token transfer, and a physical. And we want to be doing all of that. And so in the future, we will be. In the NFT space, we've been building APIs so that any marketplace could have a buy this as an infinite objects, print this NFT as an infinite objects, right? We feel like our product elevates the content in a way that tells the story of NFTs in a really understandable way, in a way that's like exciting, and it's one-to-one. You get it. You're like, oh, I'm holding number 251 of 500 or of 10,000, right? And I think telling that story is critical for this adoption to happen faster and not require so much technical experience to get excited about what an NFT is or why it's exciting to own an NFT. So in the Web3 space, yeah, we're just collaborating with bigger and bigger projects and doing more and more activations, and again, just kind of spreading the gospel about that, the idea that digital content can be valuable and digital content can be rare, and it can be authentic. Outside of NFTs, this is very much a new medium. I feel like we've created a product category called a video print, and in the future, I feel like every time your favorite football team wins a championship, right? Every time La Liga or the World Cup happens, and there's you go to the supermarket or to the store and you see posters and you see figurines in the aisle, right? Like toys and statues and stickers. There should be video prints there as well, right? Maybe it's a new Spider-Man movie, or maybe maybe the World Cup just ended, right? Whatever it is, these moments, all of them have video attached to them. Everyone is producing video, everyone is consuming video, but the idea of collecting video is very, very new. I don't think that everything has to be blockchain backed either. I don't think every single asset out there needs to have some contract address and token ID attached to it. I think it can just be a beautiful thing that you care about. Maybe you care about Lady Gaga, or maybe you care about the Lakers. But I do believe that the idea of collecting video and marrying these physical and digital content in a beautiful way, not in a gadget way, is something that that is a part of our future for sure. We don't live in the metaverse yet. We still live in real life, and I think as long as we're still like people in real life, we're gonna really enjoy beautiful things, and we're gonna really enjoy surrounding ourselves with beautiful things, and we're gonna really enjoy showing off and kind of exhibiting them, whether that's your living room or in a gallery.
So when you heard about NFTs for the first time, did you have this thought that that's it, that's gonna change my company and I'm all in? Or like, was it game changing for infinite objects?
Yeah, it was. No, I mean, I knew about NFTs. I saw it coming. I mean, I had no idea it was going to go this fast, right?
Mhm.
Like I said, like I was in it. I knew about it and even talked to a few companies, a few marketplaces. I was like, let's do something. And they didn't have any volume or bandwidth or resources that were extra to do weird partnerships. So yeah, it didn't none of it happened until the Beeple project. And so I think what took me by surprise was how quickly it exploded.
Yeah.
It took about 4 months before the New York Times was writing about it.
Yeah.
From when we did our first drop, that December of 2020.
Mm.
So the speed was the surprising part.
Yeah. So how would you describe NFTs to a 10-year-old kid, and also explain them what makes NFTs so special and valuable?
I don't have to explain NFTs to a 10-year-old kid. They're already buying fucking guns in Roblox. They're already paying for digital avatar jackets in Minecraft. They're already buying digital goods with real money. And by the way, they're also selling them. So 10-year-old kids already get it. The people who don't get it are like 45-year-olds. The 45-year-olds are like, what the fuck is this? What do you mean this is worth $10,000? No, I am not going to buy a picture for $10,000. So
Yeah, and
I think the
you can do
future is
nothing with
really,
it.
really bright. What's that?
No, like they usually say, and you can do nothing with it. You can just buy it and hold it in your wallet. Like, no way.
Right. No,
I'm not
and
doing
then I
this.
have to open Safari on my phone to look at it. Like,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. Well, at least you can print it with infinite objects and show it off and live with it. But right, exactly. I think it's not the 10-year-olds that we need to be worried about. That being said, yeah, I would describe NFTs as just digital collectibles. They're digital collectibles that are scarce, that are in finite supply, and that can be authenticated in terms of who made them and where you're buying them and where they're going, and they live on a public database called a ledger. I think that's it. If they
And
don't get it, it's fine.
and
Don't
and
let
what
them know.
what would you tell them? What makes them so valuable or so
Again,
special?
it's the scarcity and the authenticity, the provenance and the scarcity. That's what makes them valuable. Now,
Yeah.
and actually, that's not accurate. I think that the value ends up being derived from the community that has decided that it's valuable, right? Just because it's a one of one, that doesn't matter, right? But it's a one of one of someone or something, of a project, of a community, of an event, of a group, and there's something around it, right? There's people around it that hold it in value, that say it's valuable. It's really only ever as valuable as someone else says it is.
Yeah, I
Right.
think the good comparison is with streetwear brands or sneakers. So people from outside the community would be like, "You paid how much for these like shoes? They're like usual sneakers. Why would you pay so much?" But someone who's inside the community is like, "What? Like that's so rare. Like you can buy it for less. It's a miracle they even got it." So I really like this comparison. And he also touched on that the older people are like stopping the adoption. So like it's harder for them to understand it. And what do you think is what we could do to make this process faster and like speed up the whole adoption process?
No, we don't. It'll happen on its own. It's fine. It's okay. I mean, one obvious thing is there's going to be less and less old people, right?
Yeah.
Because we're gonna die.
Nice
But
one.
the people in 5 years and in 10 years that have extra money, right? That actually have income that they can spend, that they're already spending on t-shirts or on, shoes or on, on whatever. Those are the people that are going to end up driving economies globally in 5 or 10 years, right? Like those, they already know what this is. They already understand the value of a digital asset, and that, like, purchasing a thing in an app, that's just a whatever it is can be valuable. So I think it's just time. It's okay. I don't think that we need to push anything. I think what's going to happen is that more and more mainstream properties, whether that's an IP holder, whether it's a movie studio, whether it's a record label, or Coachella, like a festival, everyone sees, or celebrities just in general, everyone sees what's happening, and they're thinking two things. One, this is a way to make money potentially, right? There's some revenue opportunities in this concept because it's a new medium that they've never sold before. Like, we could sell that too with our stuff, right? Whoever they are. And second, it's a new way to connect with their fans, with their community, with their audience. And so the people that are doing it properly, the people that are doing it for the right reasons, are just trying to strengthen their community and strengthen whatever kind of relationship or opportunities they have to interact with their community or fans or audience. The people that are doing it for the wrong reasons, which is just a money grab, it becomes very obvious, and I think they're just going to get, no one will care in the end anyway. And that's the same with anything that anyone puts out, right? Whether it's a movie that they're just doing to make money, or whether it's, a book that they wrote because they care about something. So I think in the end, you're going to just see more and more and more. And what's going to survive, because everything is driven by hype cycles, right? These hype cycles make ridiculous amounts of attention and then money, and then lost money, and then this cycles will continue to happen. What's going to remain is the people who are just care about something, right? You just care about whatever it is, because we all care about something. And so yeah, whatever it is, that's what's going to stay, is the people that do it correctly and that have audiences that actually are real audiences.
So for someone who is trying to do it for the right reasons, what would be your tip or tips in order to be successful with NFTs? Like, let's say if a creator or a brand has community and they want to make it stronger, what should they do?
Yeah, I mean, they should think about utility. And I mean, the word utility gets used a lot, right? But I think it's pretty obvious when you're using NFTs as a way for your audience to participate. You need to create consistent ways to consistent opportunities for them to participate. So if that's like access to a Discord or early tickets to an event, or a free infinite objects, right? Like there's just so many ways to be providing parts, or like you could think of it as rewards, or you could think of it as like game mechanics. But the people who are like, you hear the word rug pull a lot, right? But I think rug pull can mean a lot of things. I don't think rug pull just means that like, oh, they took their ETH and they ran away. I think a rug pull is also, it's like, yeah, we did a token drop and now we haven't done anything. Like, congrats, you got a little monkey, and that's it. I think that if you're a brand, or if you're a celebrity, or you're a team, or you're a movie studio, if you're thinking about it in the way of let's build a community, nurture a community, and reward that community for participation, and give them ways to participate consistently over time, then it's going to grow stronger, and your NFTs will become more valuable, because people are like, oh, I want that too. I want to be a part of that also. Versus just like, oh, we'll just do a token sale and all right, cool. That's it.
Yeah, I agree with the rug pull part, because a lot of people, like I've seen it in many Discords, where team would just under deliver and they would be called for like doing a rug pull because they didn't deliver as much value as someone thought they would. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I also don't know why we expect so much. Like, you can put out a roadmap, but like, are these people proven? Have they have they actually executed things before? I think it's kind of silly how much negativity there is in the space, because people say like, oh, well, I spent half an ETH. Why am I not rich right now? I think that kind of attitude is really toxic and just pathetic, and just kind of points to the sadness of humanity when people are just so mad. You're just so upset that they bought a JPEG and expected to become rich, and now everyone sucks because they're an idiot. It's embarrassing. That type of negativity and attitude just needs to go away, and I hope that those people leave, because
because
I hope that
I think
walk away.
I think they leave quite often, because then if like don't get rich overnight, they just say, oh my god, NFTs are a scam, I'm not gonna do this anymore because I didn't make so much money, and then they're spreading the word to everyone that it's a scam and doesn't work. Some magic internet JPEGs.
It's not about money. It can't be about money. It cannot be about money.
Joe, before we end the podcast, do you have for our audience who are listening right now and want to get started with NFTs, do you have some advice on maybe what the 3 most important skills are to learn and to master in order to make it in the NFT space?
Well, what do you mean by make it?
Well, just maybe not make it, but just to get started. And
if someone's a newbie and they want to work in NFTs, they don't know exactly what they want to do and where, but they just know like they're excited about the whole topic and technology and they want to get into. So what are the
I think that there's so much out there already. Like, even though this is still a very young world, it's such an early time, there's so much out there. I would say, well, I don't know, if your interest is in the technology, I would look not just at Ethereum. That's one thing that I'll add here. everything right now that is, blue chip NFT in general, like by far is all in Ethereum layer 1. And Ethereum's amazing, and they invented smart contracts, and there's so much to be said about the technology there. But if you're interested because of technology, there's so much to explore, whether it's Tezos or whether it's Solana or even just Polygon layer 2 Ethereum blockchains. Like, there's so much exciting stuff being made, and there's so much attention that's just being paid to the Bored Apes, and like why this is so powerful. I don't think that we should be. I don't think that if you're in it for the technology or that's what you're excited about, that side of things, definitely look at blockchain as a whole, and don't think about NFTs as just OpenSea, because it's not just OpenSea. Flow is also really, really exciting. There's so many cool things happening on Flow. Anyway, regardless, I think if you are excited just about the idea of collecting digital assets, and you're looking to collect a digital asset, I think you should look for things that you like, that actually appeal to you, right? And at this point, if you're interested in comic books, there's comic book artists, right, who are making NFTs. If you're interested in anime, there's anime artists. If you're interested in new media, there's so many new media artists that are that have been doing art and technology for decades, literally decades, been using creative coding to use generative art. There's so many beautiful generative NFT projects. Art blocks I'm a huge fan of art blocks. They're such an amazing concept, and some of the pieces and some of the artists, it's all generative NFTs on chain. Very, very exciting and conceptually exciting. If you're into that, great, but don't go and buy something and expect it to triple in value or 10 times value. Like, this is not the reason to purchase something. And I think if you're ever buying something for that reason, you'll almost certainly regret it. Almost certainly, like 95% of NFTs will go to zero eventually. So it's not about that, right? It can never be about that.
Yep.
And I think also, don't. I think one of the things that I hate is some people are like, NFTs are art, but that's not true, right? NFTs are just a medium, right? This is a technology. You could use it for so many different things. Art is the very beginning of what NFTs can be used for. And I think the public in general, when they think of NFTs, they think of Bored Apes or they think of CryptoPunks. I own a CryptoPunk. I love what Larva Labs made, and I love how that began. This is not what NFTs are. This is one application of NFTs. So I think that's also something to keep in mind. I think that people, the public at least, who are just learning, don't really understand that yet.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joe. That was very, very valuable tips and advice. Before we end the podcast, do you have any last words you want to get out to the community?
No, I'm glad you guys are doing this. I'm glad you guys decided to make a podcast. I hope it goes great for you. This is awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for joining us.
I love to be early in anything. So I'm early in the Tokenized podcast. This is great. Love it.
Unfortunately, my cam is playing I don't know, it has some problem today. I don't know what's going wrong. But thank you very much, Joe Saavedra, for this great talk. If you're watching this episode on YouTube, check the description box down below. You can find all links to Infinite Objects, everything that Joe mentioned. Thank you so much, and see you next time.